Hello, everyone. We are in week 2 of a 9-week health and wellness challenge. My name is Melissa Wittenborn. I am with Mo Motivation Health, and we are in a JuvaFit challenge. So we are challenged every week to do different types of exercises, have some accountability for our food choices, our movement choices, our hydration choices, and we are just really, really excited. I know I've had some wonderful experience throughout all of the JuvaFit challenges. So far, I've lost over 30 pounds and have recovered from a foot injury, and I'm now walking up to a couple of miles a day, in spite of the fact that just a few short years ago, I couldn't get off the couch. So I want to introduce my special guest tonight, and that is Michelle Meldy. And Michelle, I will let you introduce yourself and tell people what you do and what you get out of the JuvaFit challenges.
All right. Hi, my name is Michelle Meldy from Tampa, Florida, and I am joining the challenges always to amp up my health. We love to coach and support people through wellness. I have lost 20 pounds through these challenges, but have regained a low resting heart rate, great blood pressure, low blood sugars, and the such, right? Getting healthy from the inside out is my motto. I am an educational consultant, so I'm with Mente Brillante Educational Services. So I love to teach. I love to teach about wellness. I love to teach reading. So it just all ties together. And I love these challenges. It just makes me so accountable. What a community of support and what an excellent community of education. Our meeting last night was just phenomenal.
It was.
Learned from Dr. Bob. So
a couple of housekeeping points. We need to check in. The website is having a few little glitches. So if you need help, just reach out to me and make sure that you get checked in for week 1, because we are holding you accountable, because it's an accountability challenge. So that's number 1. Number 2 is our move of the week is jumping jacks. And if you want to know how you can do different modifications, feel free to jump on the JuvaFit Challenge Facebook group and check it out. You can do jumping jacks seated. I didn't know this until a couple of years ago with my foot injury. And the benefit of the jumping jacks is to have some sort of side to side movement, because we're used to walking forwards and backwards. And if you did not watch the JuvaFit commit call last night with Dr. Bob, who is a chiropractor, and he's also a functional nutritional expert. He had some wonderful nuggets about eating and things like that. And so we are going to talk about a few of the things that they've talked about the last couple of weeks. I'm going to talk a little bit about hydration. I'm going to talk a little bit about macros, and I'm going to talk about your personal accountability. So are we ready? Bear with me while I share my screen. All right. Again, Melissa Wittenborn with Mo Motivation Health. And the first thing that we talk about when we start challenges is how to properly hydrate, and why not all water is created equal, right? We know that not all of our food is created equal, and not all water is created equal. So the benefits of staying hydrated is to increase your fuel for your muscles. You have a productivity boost. You have joints. It lubricates the joints. It also has calorie control. I always tease with my group that if you're hungry, drink water. If you're still hungry, drink water. And now if you're still hungry, you're probably hungry and you should eat. And there is some truth to that. If you drink a lot of water before you eat, you will find that you will consume less calories. It's also a fatigue buster, and it's a blood pressure normalizer. So what's the first thing that happens if you go to the hospital and you think you're having heart issues? They're putting saline water into your veins. So Hydration is super, super important. We recommend, this is from the JuvaFit Live call from 2 weeks ago, we recommend that you kick your day off with water. So before you even get out of bed, maybe drink 8 ounces or 12 ounces. We like to say get as much hydration as you can in the first hour, because every time you exhale while you're sleeping, you are dehydrating yourself. Here's another interesting thing. If you live in altitude, you're losing even more hydration. So make sure that you hydrate and start your day off with hydration. Drink small sips throughout the day. Keep a water bottle with you throughout the day so you can be accountable. What we don't recommend is that you try to drink 64 to 100 ounces of water all at once. That would not be a smart thing to do. And don't think that all water is created equal and that you'll find water somewhere. I don't leave the house without a cup of my water. So we have this pitcher called a C7 pitcher. It is intelligent water, and it fights free radicals. It alkalinizes the water that you're drinking. It ionizes it, it magnetizes it, it gives you energy, it purifies it, and it is a mineralizer. So these are some nuggets about why a lot of us use the C7 pitcher. It holds approximately 32 ounces of water, so I drink 2 pitchers of this a day. It blocks the radicals. It mineralizes with trace elements. There's a filter like in a Brita pitcher, and it magnetizes, energizes, purifies, and alkalinizes the water. And when you have alkaline water, your body is able to absorb more of the water molecules. And of course, we need water to breathe and to live. We also have a couple other water products called All Water Product and the Energy Stick. The All Water Product is my go-to because I live in the South. I live outside of Savannah, Georgia. And you know how when you say, whoo, my electrolytes are off balance, or I need to go get a Gatorade. I don't get a Gatorade. Gatorade has lots of unknown sugars in it, even the zeros do. So what I do is I take a few drops of the all water drop, and that is how I rehydrate and get my energy boosted back up. The energy stick has minerals and biological functions, is a great travel feature. So if you're traveling through the airport and you get a water bottle, you can throw the energy stick in there and it'll purify the water, much like the C7 pitcher does. So there's more information on this. If you want that, just feel free to reach out to either one of us. We're also going to talk about how not all food is created equal. So there are macronutrients and amino acids in your foods, and you need amino acids for energy and to process everything that's going on within your body. So there's carbohydrates, there's protein, and there's fats. Protein, the body requires protein to get essential amino acids. The protein can help build and maintain muscle. And if it's not used, it'll turn into glycogen, which is then stored as fat in the cells. And none of us really want to store fat cells. The fat, that's healthy fat. That's not corn oil or canola oil or margarine, anything like that. The healthy fats, which would be olive oil, coconut oil, pure butter, like unadulterated butter, avocados, those are healthy fats. The body requires fat consumption for the essential fatty acids, and the body requires that to help with hormones and brain function. So if you're feeling foggy, you're probably not eating enough healthy fat, and it helps with the absorption of vital nutrients. Carbohydrates are used by a lot of athletes for instant energy, but if you're sitting behind your desk, you probably don't need as many carbohydrates as what you think, because too many carbs can lead to preventable diseases. And if carbs are not used, they convert into glycogen and stored as fat in the body also. So and a lot of people that are diabetic or are like, oh my God, I just ate and now I'm crashing. That's your glucose crashing, because when you eat too many carbs, it spikes the sugar in your blood. And then when it releases, then you're feeling hungry again. So it's a vicious cycle, and we help encourage people to get off that cycle. The other thing that I've recently learned is that the order of the food intake, which is according to different sources, if you Google food sequencing, it'll talk about what you should eat first. So what they recommend is that you eat your fruits, your vegetables, anything with fiber in it first. And why is that? Because that'll go through your digestive tract, kind of like a tube going down into a system, like a septic system. And then that'll clear the way for everything else you eat after that. If you then eat your protein, now it's got an opening to go through so that your protein can flow through. And then if you eat a carb after that, it's going to slow down because that opening is full of grain, fruits, vegetables, protein. So now that carbohydrate spike won't get quite as fast. There are 257 names of sugar. This is really, really hard to find or to see, but cane juice, barley malt, Dixie crystals, anything that ends with an ol, probably has sugar in it. And some people say, well, I eat rock sugar instead of sugar. It's all sugar. So, and sugar takes you on this roller coaster that will allow inflammation to increase in your body, and it will also help you gain weight. So if you're wanting to gain weight, there you go. I think most of us are wanting to try to maintain weight, or if we're needing to gain weight, we're wanting to gain it in a healthful way where we're not confusing our glucose system and throwing our sugars and our blood pressure and everything off. So I'll leave you with this thought by Will Smith. The road to success is through commitment. So what we're going to discuss, Michelle, is what is your commitment to yourself these next 8 weeks?
Well, my commitment will go beyond the 8 weeks because I'm a grandma and I want to be healthy, to live as the best life I can, right? To be as independent and as healthy as I can. So my commitment will be to maintain myself. And I do that through continuing education, trying new things. Tracking is so important in this journey because you can find out if you're eating too little calories, not enough calories, or if you're eating too many calories and your portions are a bit too large. You can find out what your macro ratio, maybe you're having too many carbs or too many proteins or too many fats. So tracking helps me to keep all those things in check in ways that I think in my brain, oh, I've done this enough. I don't need to track. Well, that's not true. The last week I tracked 4 out of 7 days. And that's not a commitment to myself, right? So this week I'm going to be tracking 7 out of 7 days and really understanding how I can stay. Because let's face it, if you want to lose weight, you do need to be in a calorie deficit. You can't be getting no steps in and eating 3,000 calories and expect a different outcome. And also you can't be getting 12,000 steps in and eating only 600 calories or 800 calories and expect a good outcome. So it's just about having a good balance and healthy eating.
Yes, yes. There are some different apps out there that you can track if you're on a keto diet, a vegan diet, a Mediterranean diet, and it will help track the macros, the percentage of the carbohydrates, proteins, and fat that you should be eating, and I find that very helpful. My commitment is to get better at tracking. And also, I want to start working in some strength training exercises into my day-to-day routine. My foot is healed now, and so now I'm able to walk further and further and further. the weather is cooling down, so I'm able to tolerate the heat because it's not so bad anymore. And so that's my commitment to myself, and also to really track my hydration, because I notice sometimes when I go to sleep, I'm thirsty. And if you're thirsty, you're not hydrated, right? So my commitment is the hydration, the building strength. That's one of the things I want to do this challenge, is build some strength, because muscle being built will also help me burn through some fat, and to track my food intake and to make sure that I have the right balance of proteins, carbs, and fats. Any questions?
No, thank you for sharing all this information, Melissa. It's always so helpful.
Well, thank you. I worked with a functional nutritional doctor years ago, as well as have consulted with people like Dr. Bob himself. And it's been invaluable information, and I'm always trying to add value to what we're doing here. So if there's no questions, I will close out the call, and I hope everyone has a blessed day. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, Melissa.
You're welcome.